Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the HZ English Pod. Today, we have a topic that I truly believe can make a real difference in your life, especially if you're living in an English-speaking country, or if you travel a lot, or even if you just want to feel more confident in important situations.
And what situation could be more important than talking to a doctor? When you're not feeling well, everything already feels harder. Your body's tired, your mind is distracted, and then on top of that, you have to communicate clearly in English. That's a lot.
Exactly. So today, our goal is very simple. By the end of this video, you will have a set of real, natural, easy-to-use phrases that you can take directly into a clinic or hospital and use with confidence. No complicated medical vocabulary, no long grammar rules, just simple, clear sentences that actually work.
We're going to do a full role play. Hamza will be the doctor and I'll be the patient, and we'll walk you through the whole visit from the moment you walk in all the way to when you leave, step by step.
So, whether you're a beginner or an intermediate learner, this video is for you. And hey, if you're new here, welcome to the HZ English Pod. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss a lesson. Let's get started. Okay, so before you even see the doctor, you usually have to check in at the front desk. There's a receptionist. That's the person who manages appointments and greets you when you arrive. The receptionist will say something like, "Hello, how can I help you?" Or, "Do you have an appointment?"
And you don't need to panic. Here are 3 super simple things you can say. First, I have an appointment. My name is Zara. That's it. Short, clear, done.
If you don't have an appointment, you can say, "I don't have an appointment. Can I see a doctor today?" Or, "Is it possible to see someone today? I'm not feeling well."
That phrase, I'm not feeling well, is so useful. You can use it anywhere, at school, at work, at the doctor's office. It simply means you are sick or unwell. It's polite, it's clear, and every English speaker will understand it immediately.
The receptionist might also ask for some basic information. For example, "Can I have your name, please?" And you just say your name. Or, "What's your date of birth?" And you give your birthday.
We might also ask, what are you here for today? And you can simply say, I'm not feeling well, again, or give one symptom. I have a cough or I have a fever. You don't need to explain everything to the receptionist. Save the details for the doctor.
Let's repeat those key phrases together. Say them out loud with us. I have an appointment. I don't have an appointment. I'm not feeling well. Can I see a doctor today? My name is blank.
Write those down if you can. They're your door openers. They get the conversation started and set you up for a smooth visit.
All right, now you're in the doctor's room. The doctor sits down, looks at you kindly, and says, "What brings you in today?" Or, "What seems to be the problem?" This is your moment.
And here is the golden formula we always teach at the HC English Pod. Are you ready? It's 2 words. I have. That's your foundation. You just say, I have, and then name the problem.
Let me give you a full list. Repeat after us. Say each one out loud. I have a headache. I have a sore throat. I have a cough. I have a fever. I have a stomach ache. I have a cold. I have a rash. I have an earache. I have back pain. I have chest pain.
See how easy that is? The structure never changes. I have, and then the symptom. You just swap out the last word every time. And if you're not sure of the exact English word for something, you can always point to the part of your body that hurts and say, it hurts here.
That works too. Doctors are trained to help you communicate. They will ask more questions if they need to. You are not expected to give a full medical report all by yourself.
And another great structure, I feel. For example, I feel tired all the time. I feel dizzy. Dizzy means the room feels like it's spinning. I feel weak. Weak means you have no energy or strength. I feel nauseous. Nauseous means you feel like you might vomit.
So your 2 main tools in this part of the conversation are I have and I feel. Simple, powerful, effective. Let's do a quick practice. Zara, if your head hurts, what do you say?
I have a headache.
And if the room is spinning?
I feel dizzy.
Perfect. See, you're already doing it. At the HZ English Pod, we always say simple sentences said clearly are worth more than complicated sentences said nervously. Keep it simple.
Great. So the doctor knows what your problem is, but the next thing they'll almost always ask is, how long have you been feeling this way? Or when did it start?
This is really important because the doctor needs to understand if this is something new, like it started this morning, or something that's been going on for a long time. And again, we keep it simple.
You can say, it started yesterday. It started about 3 days ago. I've had this for a week. It started this morning. It's been like this for a few days. It started last night. I've been feeling this way for about 2 weeks.
You don't need perfect grammar here. Even if you say, 3 days ago it start, most doctors will understand you. But if you can use the full sentences, that's always better, and it gives you more confidence too.
One more very useful phrase. It comes and goes. This means sometimes you feel fine, and then the pain or problem comes back again. It's not always there. It goes away and returns. That's a very natural and common thing to say, and doctors hear it all the time.
It comes and goes. Say that one more time with us. It comes and goes. Great. Doctors hear this phrase constantly. It immediately tells them a lot about what might be happening in your body.
Another helpful one, it's getting worse, meaning it's not improving, it's becoming more serious. Or the opposite, it's getting a little better. Now, sometimes the doctor wants to understand the type of pain or discomfort. They might ask, can you describe the pain? And this is where people sometimes freeze, because how do you describe pain in another language?
But we have you covered. Here are the most common pain words in English. These are words that doctors and nurses use every single day. Sharp, like a knife cutting you. It's a sharp pain. Dull, like a heavy, constant pressure. It's a dull ache. Burning, like heat or fire on your skin or inside. It feels like it's burning. Throbbing, it beats like your heartbeat, up and down. It's throbbing. Constant, it never stops. It's always there. The pain is constant. Comes and goes. We already know this one.
And for how bad the pain is, doctors often use a very simple system. They ask, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is the pain? 1 means almost no pain. 10 means the absolute worst pain you can imagine.
So you can just say, about a 6 or maybe a 7. That's it. One number tells the doctor so much about how serious the situation is.
Let's do a role play right now. Zara, you're the patient, I'm the doctor. Can you describe the pain for me?
It's a sharp pain. It comes and goes. I'd say about a 6 out of 10.
And as the doctor, that tells me everything I need. It's sharp, it's not constant, and it's moderate. Not mild, not extreme. 3 sentences, that's all it takes.
And remember, you can always combine. I have a headache, it's a dull pain, it's been there since yesterday, about a 5 out of 10. 4 sentences and your doctor has a complete picture.
Now here's something students often forget, and this is really important. You are allowed to ask the doctor questions. The conversation doesn't have to be one-sided. If you don't understand something, speak up.
Exactly. Doctors want you to understand. If you leave the clinic confused about what's wrong or what to do, that's not good for anyone. So please, ask questions. And here are the phrases to do it. Can you repeat that, please, if you didn't hear or understand? Can you speak more slowly, please, if they're speaking too fast? What does that mean if they use a word you don't know? Is it serious? A very natural question after a diagnosis. What should I do? Do I need medicine? How long will it take to get better? Should I come back if it gets worse?
And if the doctor writes something down or gives you a form, you can ask, can you write that down for me? Or can you explain this form, please? Most doctors and nurses will be very happy to help.
Here's the most important one. Say it with us. Can you repeat that, please? No shame, no embarrassment. It is completely normal and completely professional. Even native English speakers ask doctors to repeat things.
These questions show that you're engaged, that you care about your health, and that you want to understand. Every good doctor will appreciate that. All right, the appointment is done. The doctor has given you a prescription. That's the paper with your medicine written on it. Now you go to the pharmacy. What do you say there?
Simple. You hand over the paper and say, "I'd like to get this prescription filled, please." Or just, "Can I get this medicine, please?"
The pharmacist might ask, do you have any allergies? Meaning, are you allergic to any medicines? You can say, no, I don't have any allergies. Or, yes, I'm allergic to penicillin. Just replace penicillin with whatever you're allergic to.
They might also explain how to take the medicine. Listen for phrases like, "Take 1 tablet twice a day." "Take it with food." "Take it before bed." "Don't take it on an empty stomach."
If you're not sure, just ask, how often should I take this? Or should I take it with food? The pharmacist is there to help. Don't be shy.
We hope you never need this section, but it's important to be prepared, just in case. In an emergency, the most important sentence in English is, "I need help."
Say it clearly and loudly. I need help. Or please call an ambulance. Or this is an emergency.
If someone else is hurt, you can say, "He needs help," or "She needs help," or "Please help this person."
Some critical phrases to remember. I have chest pain. Say this and medical staff will respond immediately. I can't breathe. I feel faint, meaning you feel like you might lose consciousness. I think I'm having an allergic reaction.
We hope you never have to use these, but knowing them makes you prepared, and being prepared gives you confidence.
Okay, let's bring it all together. Today on the HZ English Pod, we covered a full doctor's visit in English, from the receptionist to the doctor's room to the pharmacy and even emergency situations.
Here are your key phrases from today. At reception, "I have an appointment," or "I'm not feeling well." With the doctor, "I have a headache," or "I feel dizzy." About time, "It started 3 days ago," or "It comes and goes." About pain, "It's a sharp pain," or "About a 6 out of 10. Asking questions, "Can you repeat that?" or "Do I need medicine?" At the pharmacy, "I'd like to get this prescription filled, please." In an emergency, "I need help," or "Please call an ambulance."
Screenshot this list. Save it in your phone. Practice saying these phrases out loud, even just to yourself in the mirror. That practice will make a huge difference when the real moment comes.
That's it for today's episode of the HC English Pod. We really hope this helps you feel more confident and more prepared. Your health is important, and you deserve to be able to communicate clearly about it, no matter what language you're speaking.
If you found this helpful, please give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps our channel grow and lets us know that topics like this matter to you.
Subscribe to the HC English Pod if you haven't already, so you never miss a lesson. And leave us a comment below. Tell us which phrase from today was the most useful for you. Or is there a situation at a hospital, a school, a job interview that you'd like us to cover next?
We read every single comment. Your feedback shapes what we make next. Stay healthy, keep learning, and we will see you in the next episode of the HC English Pod.
Bye for now.